So we're at the point where most of the notable names in the 2021 NBA draft have already or are about to declare for it. And as those players make that decision, prospects in the senior class of high school, aka the class under them, are choosing what schools they're going to attend or if they're even going to school. And if you look at ESPN's top 10 for the class of 2021, most of them have already committed to well-known programs. I mean, Duke, Auburn, all of that. And at the moment, I can't say I'm familiar with all the players, but I can see that the NCAA is still the go-to choice for most of the top players. And as much of a G League advocate I am, I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, college basketball still has stuff to offer, plus the G League is still pretty new. However, the efforts of guys like Jalen Green and Kuminga, who gave the G League a chance and balled out, were not completely in vain, because the number 1 ranked guard for the 2021 high school class, Jaden Hardy, has yet to make his decision. And apparently, the high school experts out there that are behind the scenes are predicting that whenever he makes his decision, it will be to go pro, specifically through the G League's new program, which would be a win for the G League for reasons I'll go over later. But in today's video, we're mainly looking at what this would mean for Jaden Hardy, what Jalen Green's influence has been, and what it would mean for the G League. But real quick, go ahead and comment what you think about this. And before I go any further, what's up YouTube, Plug Speaks, back with a vid. If you are new, first of all, welcome, go ahead and sub. Also like the vid if you enjoy. I drop bangers 3 to 4 times a week, and we are grinding for 5K, so I'd for sure appreciate it. I appreciate every single viewer. But back to the vid though. Now, Jaden Hardy is a well-known player, especially at the high school level. But just in case you're not too familiar with who he is, I'll give a solid rundown before we get into the G League stuff. But for more of a full player breakdown, I for sure recommend Juice Made Hoops. He's got you with some in-depth breakdowns. But yeah, to put it simply, Jaden Hardy is the best scorer in all of high school basketball. He's 6'4" with a 6'8" wingspan and has amazed pretty much both fans and scouts with how good of a scorer he is. Because like a lot of good scorers, he can score at all 3 levels, inside the paint, mid-range, or from deep. But beyond that, he doesn't just score. He scores in large bunches, like explosively, and this man's range is pretty crazy. He shoots well beyond the 3-point mark, and sure, you could say the high school 3 is not that deep, which is true, but Jaden shoots so far back that I really would not be surprised if his range is deeper than the NBA 3-pointer, which is 23 feet and 9 inches. And yeah, there's more I could say to convince y'all of his greatness, but I'll just read off some of his performances this season against some of the best competition at the high school level, because playing well against the top teams and the best teams might be the best evidence you could possibly have. So yeah, in an invitational game versus the number 1 ranked overall player for his class in Chet Holmgren, Jaden Hardy went and dropped 30 points in a win. Then in another game against one of the best academies in the nation in prolific prep, Jaden Hardy dropped 46 points with 9 threes on 13 for 26 shooting from the field. And then in a game against Sierra Canyon, which features both Bronny James and Amari Bailey, he went and dropped 39 points and 7 threes. So yeah, he still gets it done against the best teams. And it's really no surprise he has so many offers from schools across the nation. I mean, literally any college coach would have a chance at a great year with a guy who shoots the ball so well like Jaden Hardy. However, like I said before, plenty of sources are pointing to the fact that Jaden Hardy will choose the G League path instead of the NCAA. And mind you, he's got all the offers you would expect of the best guard in the country. I'm talking Kentucky, UCLA, LSU, and the list goes on. Just a lot of great schools. And obviously, it would be fun to see Jaden Hardy dominate the NCAA the way K did this year, or even have a crazy run like Jalen Suggs. But Hardy's mindset seems firmly set on the NBA. He is not here to play or joke around at all. And so he'll gladly take that 6-figure check and development that the G League offers, just like Jalen Green did, without overthinking it. And here is where we'll get into the influence that Jalen has possessed by taking the G League route, because I'm almost 100% sure Jaden would not choose the program if Jalen Green did not at least show that it's valid, or even if Jalen chose it and went through a poor season. But thankfully, Jalen Green's season in the G League looked pretty good on the outside looking in, and it goes beyond just the stuff on the court. Because of course it helps that Jalen Green played well. I mean, he put up good numbers, he dropped 30 in one game, he got some nice highlight dunks, and all that good stuff. But that isn't the full story, because the G League training also allowed him to hear advice from veterans who were previously in the NBA like Jared Jack. And then beyond even that, it would be wrong to ignore the opportunities Jalen was able to take part in by declining the NCAA. For example, this man Jalen Green did a whole GQ Sports interview on YouTube that has like 700k views. And I know some may overlook this and say it's just an interview, but in reality, exclusive appearances like the GQ interview put some extra money in his pocket, and more importantly, helps grow his brand, helps grow his name even more. I mean, come on, GQ does not interview just anyone. They've done guys like Odell Beckham, Kyrie, and Jimmy Butler, and I'm 100% sure Jalen Green is the youngest hooper to ever land on their platform. So yeah, that is a W. But yeah, back to Jaden Hardy. Like I said, watching how well the G League worked out for Jalen is probably a big reason why he is seriously considering it as an option. And before I wrap this up, we gotta talk about what this means for the G League, because it is a pretty big deal. I mean, truth be told, sure, this past season was great. Jalen Green and the rest of the prospects help boost the viewers and the ratings the G League usually receives. But what's next is the question this program needs to answer. And if nobody in the senior class, or if no top prospects showed any interest, this program would be in trouble. I mean, Jalen Green allowed them to have a big name as the face of their program, and if Jaden Hardy chooses them as well, then they will have yet another big name and face to represent the program. Even though Hardy isn't as popular as Jalen Green, he is still a baller. And then beyond having a face for the program, Jaden Hardy's choice to take this route could lead other top players to follow suit. Because if you did not know, Jonathan Kuminga, Daishen Nix, and Isaiah Todd all chose the NCAA and college basketball at first, but they all eventually withdrew and chose to join Jalen Green in the G League by the time August hit. And I'm not sure, well, I know that does not happen if Jalen Green does not commit to the pro pathway. So yeah, I basically bring that up to say Jaden Hardy could easily bring in more recruits by choosing them as well. But yeah, I'm about to wrap this video up. Overall, I'm glad the G League could possibly have another great prospect on the way, because in my opinion, the first year of Team Ignite and the program was a W for the most part, and we'll see how much the development pays off when Jalen Green, Kuminga, and the rest are in the NBA. But yeah, that's it for me. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this, and if he should choose college or the G League, or how good you believe he is. And yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. As always, like the sub, share it, sub if new, all of that, and I'm out.